You know that feeling, right? You look over at one of your favorite houseplants and something's off. The leaves just aren't as green as they used to be. They look kind of washed out, pale, almost sad. Well, your plant isn't just fading. It's trying to tell you something. And in this explainer, we're going to learn how to decode that message.
So let's get right into it. This is the big mystery. Are those pale leaves a sign that your plant is starving for nutrients? Or is it basically getting a sunburn from too much light? And here's the thing, guessing wrong can actually make the problem a whole lot worse. So let's play detective and figure out what's really going on.
So we've got our two main suspects. On one side, we have nutrient deficiency. That's a problem happening down in the soil below the plant. And on the other side, we have light stress, which is all about what's happening above the plant. Too much exposure. They're two totally different issues that can look surprisingly similar if you don't know what to look for.
Okay, let's start our investigation with suspect number 1, the nutrient thief. You see, when a plant can't get enough of the essentials, like nitrogen or iron, it can't make enough chlorophyll. And chlorophyll is the good stuff, right? It's the pigment that gives leaves that awesome, healthy green color. So no chlorophyll means you get those faded, pale leaves.
Now this is where it gets really interesting, because the plant gives you clues. The first big one for a nutrient problem, specifically a nitrogen issue, is that the older, lower leaves start to turn pale first. Meanwhile, the new growth up top might still look perfectly green.
So why does it do that? Well, it's actually a pretty clever survival move. The plant knows that its new leaves are absolutely vital for its future. So it literally starts pulling mobile nutrients, like nitrogen, out of the old leaves and sends them straight to the new growth. The old leaves are basically making a sacrifice for the team.
But hold on, that's not the only pattern. Let's say you see the newest leaves turning pale, but their veins are staying this distinct dark green. That's a different clue, and it's pointing you towards an iron deficiency. It creates this really unique, almost web-like look.
And this whole pattern, it has a scientific name, chlorosis. It's the classic sign of certain nutrient issues, where the main part of the leaf fades out, but the veins, the plant's circulatory system, hang on to their color for a bit longer. So the key takeaway here is that these patterns are not random at all. They're very specific signals.
All right, let's switch gears and move on to our second suspect, the light bleacher. Now, we all know plants need light to live, but yep, even our indoor plants can get way too much of a good thing. That intense, direct sun, especially when it's shooting through a window, can just completely overwhelm a leaf's ability to cope.
Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is this. It's a sunburn. Just like our skin can get damaged by too much sun, a plant's leaves can too. The pigments literally start to break down and the leaf gets bleached out, losing all that beautiful color.
So what does this plant sunburn actually look like? Well, the clues are totally different. For one, the fading is usually lopsided. You'll only see it on the parts of the plant that are getting blasted by the sun. Second, this can happen fast. Sometimes in just a couple of days if you move a plant into a super bright spot. And finally, go ahead and touch the leaf. It might not just be pale, it might feel kind of thin and papery, or even have some crispy brown spots.
Okay, so we've profiled our suspects. We know what they're capable of. Now it's time to give you your very own detective toolkit. Because figuring this out isn't about wild guesses. It's all about careful observation. This is how you're going to connect the dots and crack the case.
And really, it just comes down to a simple 4-step process. First, step back. Don't just obsess over one bad-looking leaf. Second, check the location of the paleness. Is it a growth pattern, like old versus new leaves, or is it directional, just on one side? Third, think about speed. Did this happen over weeks, or was it really sudden? And finally, ask the most important question of all. What changed? Did you move it? Did you forget to water? The answer is almost always hiding in that question.
And this slide, this puts it all together perfectly. Just look at the difference. Nutrient issues are all about those internal growth patterns, and they're usually pretty gradual. Light stress, on the other hand, is all about what's happening on the outside. It happens way faster, and it often changes how the leaf actually feels. This table right here, this is your cheat sheet. So you've followed the clues, you've looked at the evidence, and you've identified your suspect. Case closed, right? Well, almost. Now we need to apply the right fix, and this is just as important, know what to look for as a sign that you actually got it right. And you might be surprised, the solutions are usually super simple. If it was a nutrient problem, a good balanced fertilizer, applied exactly like the instructions say, is your answer. Seriously, don't overdo it. And if it was light stress, the fix is even easier.
Just move the plant a few feet back from the window, or maybe hang a sheer curtain to soften the light.
Okay, now, here's a really crucial point, just to manage your expectations. Once a leaf has lost a lot of its chlorophyll, it's probably not going to turn back to that deep green color. The damage to that specific leaf is pretty much done. So don't get discouraged if those pale leaves just stay pale.
So if the old leaves don't really change back, how in the world do you know if you've actually fixed the problem? Simple. You look to the future. The real proof, the absolute sign that you've succeeded, is seeing fresh, vibrant, perfectly green new leaves starting to pop up. That's your plant telling you it's happy again. Think of it this way. That new growth is your plant's report card. It's the confirmation that you listened, you understood what it was trying to tell you, and you gave it what it needed. It's your plant's way of saying, hey, thank you. This is much better.
So, the next time you see a pale leaf, you're not just going to see a problem. You're going to see a puzzle that's just waiting for you to solve it. You have the tools now. You are officially a plant detective. Which leads to one last really exciting question. Now that you know how to listen, what other secrets are your plants just waiting to tell you?